bears.
Hello and welcome to Nicole. I am Nicole. My last video was about bears. It got very good reception, so I'm gonna do it again. I gotta give the people what they want. I stumbled upon another bad movie. It happens to be bear related. It's called The Little Panda Fighter, and I thought it was gonna be a knockoff of the Kung Fu Panda, but it wasn't at all. I don't know. I feel like I was fooled. Kung Fu Panda was like in the recommended next to it. But just like I said last video, if I watch a bad movie, you need to watch it too because I cannot be alone in this. The movie takes place at Bear Bar Box, which is a bar that bears box at. You know, actually, before we even get into the movie, it bothers me that they named it Bear Bar Box instead of like the boxing bear bar, bear boxing bar, bears box at the bar, because that's at least a description. It's like if you went in and they said, name the first 3 things you see. And I don't like that. That's not the only thing that bothers me about this movie. There's much more. Anyways, this is the first scene.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I just gotta clean something up right here and... Oh, missed a spot.
After that, it goes into this scene. Which is, I guess, supposed to be our explanation as to why he's mopping that way, I think. Is that a Tesla? That wasn't even a joke. Oh my god, I don't know what that was. So the main character's name is Panda, and he works at Bear Bar Box. The main premise of this movie is that there is a bear that fights every night at Bear Bar Box, and they don't get any customers at the restaurant anymore because he always wins. No one wants to eat there when they know who's gonna win.
It's another victory for Teddy Thunders, and that would make his 45th in a row. Isn't that exciting?
So I guess no one comes to eat the food unless they know that a lot of sweat will be flying into it.
That's delicious.
And I know I've barely described the movie, but this is my favorite part of the entire movie. At this point, I realized that is a sound effect that I use in my own videos, which leads me to believe that they did post-production in iMovie. And now we meet the owners of Bear Bar Box.
What I wouldn't do to get back in the ring. I'd show that Thunder Chump a thing or two.
Don't even think it. You get back in the ring and you lose the club. Don't forget, it's in the contract you signed.
Can I get you anything, Mr. Grizzlepuss?
I am tired of this. My last video, we had a bear named Fred Betterhead. Remember, he drove down to Nutville, and now we have Mr. Grizzlepuss. We have Mr. Grizzlepuss. Why wouldn't we?
Boy, I tell you, that Teddy Thunders. He may be a pain in Polaris's paw, but the girls go googly over him.
Yeah, you said it. I wish they were googly over me that way.
So this is just a minor detail right here, but every time Panda speaks, his chin retreats into his body. However, we could also say the same about me.
Oh, Teddy. He's so dreamy.
Also, this girl bear over here, her name is Honey, and Panda has a crush on her. But she doesn't like him.
Who'd go out with you?
I hate this. I hate the way that they made her move. She's supposed to be on roller skates, but it's such a fluid motion, and then she only moves like 3 feet.
Who'd go out with you?
I also don't know if the creators of this movie had to reach a certain time limit or something, because the movie's almost exactly 50 minutes, and there's this scene right here. Counted, it's 8 seconds of him just walking. So this is the owner, his name is Polaris.
We got nothing but slow nights lately. Place reminds me of a morgue.
When I heard that line, something sounded really off about it, so I googled it just to double check what a morgue is. And I think the writers meant to say mausoleum, because a mausoleum is where you keep like the ashes of dead people, but a morgue is where full corpses are kept before they're identified or taken for an autopsy. So if he actually meant to say morgue, are people dying? Panda also has a mentor slash dance instructor who says this.
Too much confusion can make you seem mentally unstable. I think you are unstable.
Boy, if I could count the times I've heard that one. So Panda talks to him about how Bear Girl doesn't notice him. It's not really relevant right now, but that's just to explain the scene. Back at Bear Bar Box, Polaris is trying to figure out how to get more customers, to bring lots of bodies into the morgue to have a fast night at the morgue. And guess what? He used to be a wrestler, but since it's in the contract with his co-owner that he's not allowed to fight and make the restaurant better, he has to go undercover. So he asks Panda to wash his uniform.
Give these a good washing. I want him nice and fresh for the fight. I'll stay here and plot the imminent demise of old Thunderbutt himself. That jerk.
I don't understand this part right here because he's the owner and he hates the guy that comes in every night, but he never just says, no, you can't box here, which would effectively solve all of their problems because other people could start boxing, but I think my expectations of things making sense are just a little too high. So Panda goes down to the basement of the bar where conveniently there is a washing machine. To be fair though, 3 of the places that I've worked have had washing machines. 4 if you count me working from my room.
Get this video to 1 like and I'll remove this pile of clothing from my bed.
Anyways, he goes down to the basement and he stands in front of the washing machine for a really long time. I really do think that the company that made this movie had to reach at least 50 minutes. This is the actual length of the scene. Actually, don't worry, because he did much more than stand there. He danced, again, for a very long time. And now it's time for Polaris to go undercover for the big fight. But uh-oh, Panda accidentally shrunk the costume, which is made very apparent in this scene. I don't like this. It shrinks so small that they accidentally mistake him for Panda.
I don't believe it! Could it be? It looks like Panda!
Also, as I watched this, I was looking at the 3D model they used for the girl bear and it looked really familiar. So I was looking around and I realized that Danny Gonzalez had done a video about a bad movie called Ratatouille.
It's definitely the same model, just widened a little bit.
I don't know if these movies were produced by the same company or if it's an open source 3D model that 2 separate companies chose to use. I also don't know which option is worse.
Look, Mr. Grizzlepuss! It is Panda!
Any other name. It could have been any other name. Mr. Grizzlepuss. Am I missing something? I don't know. Is this like a furry thing? Wow, okay, anyways, this part right here is really important. It can't be Panda because he is at a dance audition. And he is killing it.
Get ready, Mystery Bear. I hope you have your insurance policy paid up, because I'm about to make mass mincemeat out of you.
Are you supposed to have your insurance policy paid off before you die? I don't want to Google it because I've already researched the difference between mausoleums and morgues tonight, and I don't know what my internet provider can see. So if you have the answer, please comment down below.
We gotta get down here, Orsini. Freak Teddy's getting his butt kicked all over the place. I haven't seen a brawl like this since Polaris the Demolisher ruled the ropes. Now this is worth buying a ticket.
Do you need a ticket to get into this restaurant? Like, do you have to pay to enter? What if you don't want to watch, you just want to eat?
Sorry guys, this is just restaurant policy. Oh my god, who spilled?
So during the fight, again, Panda's at an audition, and this part is also really important. He jumps and he flies through the door. This is completely unrelated, and as bad as this movie is, it still really bothers me. There are 2 bears and it's the exact same 3D model, like there's no differences at all. And at first it seems like he's talking to the other bear, but then he teleports mid-sentence to the other side and then teleports back again to finish his sentence.
See a lot of raw talent that, given some time, could be developed with proper training. And in addition to everything else I just said, Panda, you'll be the first panda ever accepted into the academy.
It's obvious to me that you have the talent. I just don't know if we have the room for you this time.
It's a different voice. I don't know. I don't expect much. But what? Polaris won the fight, but everyone thinks it was Panda. So people start congratulating him. He thinks they're congratulating him because he jumped and flied through the door.
I tell ya, that jump was the best part of it all. Sensational. I didn't know you could do stuff like that.
So there's that, but then there's also this.
You are just one amazing hunk of panda, you know that?
I guess I'm pretty amazing, and it was really nice running into you. Well, I gotta get to work. I'll see you later, honey.
You sure will, little cuddle bear. Wow. Bye. Woo woo! Oh.
I don't like this. She doesn't even open her mouth. So Pancata goes back to work and he finds out that people only like him because they think it was him that won the fight. And there's this whole thing about how he doesn't like dishonesty, so he wants to fight that night so that it'll actually be him that wins. There's a 3-minute scene of him training with no dialogue. But there is a lot of grunting. There's a lot of
champion fighter. I
hardly know her. And that brings us to fight night. So there's two things about this, and they both equally bother me.
I knew the turnout would be good for this fight, but you should see how many bets I took.
I've never seen so many customers here. I've already made a week's worth of tips.
She says she's never seen so many customers there before. There's nobody there. Even at different angles, there is nobody there. There were more people at the beginning of the movie than there are now. Also, I think they messed up here. I don't know what he's saying.
I've never seen so many customers here.
They're both talking at the same time. So the fight happens and Pancata loses.
The disappointed crowd gets ready to go home much earlier than expected.
The disappointed crowd wasn't even there. They didn't go home much earlier. They were home. Or maybe it was a fast night at the morgue. Maybe they're all at the morgue. So this right here, this is where the movie ends, and it feels really abrupt.
I placed all my bets on Teddy.
So that means you're
rich! In fact, I'm about the richest man in the whole city. All because I placed my bets on that big dumb blockhead. If that mohawked moron hadn't clobbered you, I wouldn't be rolling in dough today.
Oh, Mr. Polaris, you must have won a truckload of money.
Polaris uses the money he made to go to the Arctic and I guess to live there.
I'm actually looking at this again, and there is absolutely no reason they needed to make him this thick.
And Pancata turns Bear Bar Box into a dinner theater. The producers did remember to put an audience in this time.
Oh!
And that's the end. That is the end of the Little Panda Fighter, which means that is also the end of this video. Okay, cool. Thank you for sitting through that with me. Please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I think that's it. Okay, bye. Okay, wait, actually a little bit farther back. No, because I can see it.
Okay.
Which is all they need.